What if Kokomi turns out to be the greatest character Genshin Impact has ever seen? The next Ganyu. One second. Don't believe me? Well, listen to this. What if MiHoYo intentionally gave beta testers an underwhelming version of Kokomi, switched Baal C4 and C2 constellations, and reset the top-up bonus, only to reveal Kokomi is beyond spectacular, and you have to spend large sums of money on both in order to extract as much money out of you as possible? Welcome to Conspire Impact. Everybody knows that the Electro Archon is going to be a great character. As of the recording of this video, we don't know if she'll be meta-defining, but she's hot, she looks fun, and she's an Archon. What more can you want? Expecting the community's hype around Baal to reach insane levels, MiHoYo switched Baal's C4 and C2 constellations. If you don't know, Baal's C4 constellation used to be, in ultimate form, she ignored 60% of an enemy's resistance. This is clearly an absolutely insane constellation. The thought process might have been something like this. Okay, let's put some really insane power boost at C4, something really, really expensive to get, right? For a really hype character, a character a lot of people would want to summon on. It could cost you up to $1,600 if you lose every 50-50 and hit 90 pity every time. Every additional person they can get to pay for C4 in this alternative reality is an absolute win for them. The higher the price for a product, the less people you need to buy it to make a profit. This is standard business theory. This could be why MiHoYo's prices are so exorbitant. If you can somehow convince one person to pay $100, then you don't have to convince 10 people to pay $10, like other gacha games do, yet you receive the same amount of money. However, MiHoYo changed their mind for Baal. Now this massive power spike is at C2. This costs only, I know to say that word, up to $800. A 50% price cut. This is a big, big deal. What executive in their right mind would agree to this? Here's what I think. Oh, one second. MiHoYo is taking a gamble. There are two possibilities. Possibility number one. They want to convince enough people that going to C2 is worth it because it's so good, and train their brain to no longer view C2 as a big deal in the future because they've done it once already. They're basically taking advantage of the fact that we often downplay the price of future purchases because we've already purchased something similar before. They might risk a sales cut now in order to make more Constellation repeat customers in the future, rather than the current meta, which is get one copy of 5-star and get out customers. Or, possibility number two, they don't want a sales cut, but actually intend to convince enough people to go for C2 that it would surpass the amount of money they would make if only Mega Whales went for C4. Additionally, there is nothing harder in gacha games than transforming a free-to-play player into a spender. F2P is not always a financial choice. For many, it is a way of life, a state of being. There are people who actually have disposable incomes but don't spend it because they wear the F2P title like a badge of honor. Making the C2 more accessible is not to be kind, but to convince you to turn in your free-to-play badge and become a spender and touch your bank account. Okay, so this theory is great and all, but what does this have to do with Kokomi? Let's talk about Kokomi's beta test. According to beta testers, Kokomi allegedly will be worse than every current Hydro character with regard to a vape, melt, freeze lens. Metaslaves. Because she has slow Hydro application. She can't reverse melt with Xiangling, so she's worse than Child. Her ult is useless on freeze teams because she takes field time, so she's worse than Mona. Barbara can crit, and Kokomi's Hydro Application elemental skill has a slower Hydro application than Sing Cho, so she can't help Diluc and Hu Tao. But I've looked at her kit, and what if I told you MiHoYo intentionally provided beta testers with an allegedly underwhelming version of Kokomi so that more people are willing to spend all their money on C2 Baal because it's really good, only to realize in Kokomi's release that she deals the same amount of total damage over time as Ganyu for 10 seconds without reactions and heals the entire time too, without needing to crit. Now Kokomi has a great design. What do you think these allegedly bankrupt players will do? If you think they'll put their credit cards away, think again. They will swipe, swipe, swipe. Take a look at this screenshot. It looks like the commenter at the bottom is trying to inform the other commenters that they changed how often her Hydro application takes place. I don't know if this is true, but this hints at the fact that there's information about Kokomi that we might not have, and leaves more room for speculation. Or this person is inhaling about as much cocopium as I am. As of right now, the only other characters who deal the same damage as Ganyu without reactions for a limited duration are Ayaka and Zhao. Mark my words. 3 weeks from now, Kokomi, the priestess of Watatsumi Island, will be added to this list. This has been Conspire Impact.